The very best of a British education in Malaysia. The University of Nottingham established the first UK overseas campus anywhere in the world in Malaysia. The University of Nottingham, Malaysia is thriving, delivering a world-class British education to 5,000 students every year and recently celebrated its 10,000th graduate. Recognised globally, we are once again pushing the boundaries of global higher education with new initiatives that enable our world-renowned academics to reach out into ASEAN and beyond, with groundbreaking programme partnerships in Singapore, Laos, Bangladesh and Sri Lanka. With 5-star ratings for our teaching and research quality, we offer one of the highest graduate employment rates in Malaysia, with around 90% of graduates employed or in further study. Our research is having a real-world impact, with key strengths in food security, health and the environment. We connect world-class research expertise in Malaysia and the UK to address the challenges facing Southeast Asia. For a truly global university, experience the University of Nottingham, Malaysia.
Hi, I'm Jeffrey.
And I'm Shell.
We are the founders of JS Study Solutions. We started in Seremban 4 years ago because we realized there was a market need. With the many years of experiences that I have gotten working in various institutions all over Malaysia or even from another country, it has given me the experiences that I've accumulated in helping students to give them the best advice pertaining to their education needs. Over the years, we have seen many students struggle because they couldn't determine, they couldn't know what options they could obtain in the marketplace. And we, providing the free services to them. But we have helped many students. We have actually assisted many parents as well, in applying to various universities, both in Malaysia and abroad, in countries like Ireland, Korea, Australia, UK. Even now we have students applying to Spain, Europe.
Hello, welcome to JS Study Solutions. This is my counseling division.
This is the expansion part of our office, and you are coming into our student center. Obviously, student advisory is what we do primarily. But more than that, we actually have the passion to provide a very good place for students to come here to use our space for free. Let me show you what we have here. This is our lounge, and this is where the students will hang around, and this is where they could actually just come and relax, mingle around, and just be like home. Where students will come here, they can use our space, do revision, do discussion. But one of the things that we are doing in helping students to improve their English is actually to provide an English language proficiency course.
So now you know what we do, and we at JS Study Solutions always strive to do our best for our clients and our institutions partners, especially our students, because they will always be our priorities. So like our Facebook to check out our updates regularly, follow us on our Instagram, and remember to check out our website. You will find more information after this.
Hello, good afternoon again, everyone. Good to see you all this afternoon, Saturday, a weekend. You're gonna have a long weekend, so have a good week at home. Thank you for joining us. I'm Jeffrey from JS Study and Study Hub Student Advisory. I will be your moderator for this afternoon in this series called The Turning Point. Now, Turning Point, we are already in our 5th episode this afternoon. Very, very fast. We are already in our 5th episode. I hope that you have been following us. I hope that you have been watching not only just the Turning Point series, but you are also watching our other series like the Career Insider. the Global Reach, and one of the other program in fully Mandarin, which is talking to students around the world, top universities, and this is Turning Point. And we hope that you have always loved our programs. We are very encouraged that we got many people who are like us, many people who have sent in their feedbacks. Last week, I did mention to some of you here that if you have got any other programs, any other particular universities or country that you would love us to share with you, feel free to give us the feedback. We will arrange it especially for you. Can? Great, great, great. Now, just before we start our program, let me just give you a quick housekeeping. Two things you can do for us if you are there now, okay? Where you are watching us live, either in JS Studies Facebook or in Study Hub Facebook, do this a favor for us. Like it, follow it, and share it. Okay, today we're talking about engineering. Wow, it's a very, very good program, popular program. Many students have been asking for engineering, and we're going to talk about engineering. Okay, so share to those students who wants to know engineering, share to those students who want to learn about the technical science program, and also a reputable university, which I'll be introducing to you very, very shortly. Ken, now we will also be putting in a form in the comment box. So if you have not put in your name, kindly do so. Put in your name and your contact details. We will love to get in touch with you for the coming programs. We will also send our updates to you. Okay, do that. So also just to let you all know, as the program is running, it's approximately a 1 hour program. Yeah, so don't hurry off. 1 hour program. But if you do have any questions that you would love to ask, you would like to know, about regarding to engineering, or maybe you have questions that you want to ask our partner university this afternoon, Nottingham University, hey, feel free to send in your questions at the comment box. We will get back to you. We will answer those questions that you have. Can you do that? Okay, great. All right. So just as the time goes, share out this live series of the Turning Point to your friends in your own Facebook. Okay, now without delaying more time, I'm going to introduce to you our two gentle lady and gentlemen. Can we bring them to the room?
Hello.
Okay, we have, hello, Christy.
Hello.
Yeah, I have known Christy for a long time already. Yeah, we are both from the same hometown, but we are at our own home now. But Christy is the student advisor. Has been with Nottingham for many years now. She is very well knowledgeable with the admission processes, with everything that you want to know about Nottingham University Malaysia campus. So Christy will be joining us. She's here with us. Later on, she will come up again and she will introduce herself, and then she will also answer some questions that I have for her. Okay, thank you, Christy, for joining us. Appreciate your afternoon. We'll see you again in a very, very short while. Yeah. Okay. The other person that I would like to introduce to you all, of course, is this gentleman, Professor. Are you there? Hi, Professor.
Hello, Jeffrey. Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah. Okay, everyone, I introduce to you Professor Q Policing. He is an engineer expert. He has been now lecturing in University of Nottingham Malaysia campus for a while. He is also the head of department under the School of Foundation, specializing in science engineering. Is that right, Professor Dr. Q?
Correct.
Okay. He will be the one that I'll be speaking to also about engineering. And he's the one that will be explaining to you, all of you here. I've seen some of the slides, I've seen some of the video, interesting. Look forward for it. I will just ask Professor Q to just introduce herself to the audiences before we start our Q&A this afternoon, Professor.
Right. Thank you so much, Jeffrey, for your kind introductions. And then first of all, of course, I would like to take this opportunity to thank all the organizer for inviting me to this particular event, so that I can actually share with you, right, what I know about the engineering. Yeah. So basically, I have joined University of Nottingham, Malaysia, since 2006. So I have about 15 years, right? 15 years now, in the University of Nottingham. So full-time actually doing as a lecturer. At the same time, I also is a researcher, all right? Researcher as a scientist, as an engineer, to do some research on the nanoscience and nanotechnology. So although my size, might look a little bit big, But my research is more on tiny things, miniaturization, something that most students will see actually like the Ant-Man, nanotechnology and nanoscience.
Right. So you will be creating that thing where we can bring people back to the to the past. Yeah.
Physically, that is possible. According to the Albert Einstein, that is possible. But in reality, of course, there are many obstacles. There are many challenges that we need to overcome before we can be able to realize it.
Yeah, who knows? Yeah, with technology, with science, we really can go back to the past. We change the history, and who knows, things will become so different. Yeah, thank you, Professor Q, for your introduction. But I say again, this afternoon we have with us Professor Q and Christy. They are from University of Nottingham, Malaysia campus. To some of you here who do not know University of Nottingham, Malaysia campus, I think that is very unlikely. They've been around for so many years now. One of the reputable university in Malaysia, not only in Malaysia, a very reputable university in UK itself, because University of Nottingham is from UK, one of the top university in the world, top 100 according to QS ranking 2020. They are in the RG group, Russell group, and the reputation of University of Nottingham cannot be disputed. Yeah. All right. Okay, come. We're going to ask Professor a few questions just to let everyone know, since we are in this topic of engineering career as an engineer. Professor, can you share with us the first thing, the very important thing? What is engineering?
Okay. All right. Sam, thanks. Okay. So to answer this, because I understand that most of the audience here would be the students, from the secondary school. So before I would like to talk about the engineering itself, perhaps I would like to do a little bit of a survey, right? One question to you all first, okay? So if you're talking about science and engineering, what is the first thing flash inside your mind? All right.
Anyone with the answer, put it in your comment box. Just put it in there. What do you think when you see science, the word? Yeah.
Okay.
If you ask me, Professor, I would say that I don't enjoy science. I'm sorry to say that. I'm a little bit more on the business side. But I think if you say science, the first thing that comes to my mind is complexity, technicality.
Yes, you are correct. You are most correct, right? So I have asked this question to many of my students before, and also to the parents, when I'm having some talk, together with them. So first thing I said coming inside to their mind, maybe it's a very complicated formula. Yeah, science engineering, you see a lot of this symbol sign that you might not be able fully to understand. You only see some worms, actually spreading there. Okay, and then some also might think that actually science and engineering, is something like it's very dangerous. You mix A and B, then after that, boom, you will come out in a lab explosion. Okay. And then some also might very funny, and then they will say that actually science and engineering first thing in my mind actually I come across this image. All right, there should be a people with a very weird hairstyle. Okay, so for the student, all right, for most of the science student, I think you should be able to know him. He is Albert Einstein, one of the great physicists in the world. Okay. And then some also will talk about, because now in the new generation, we have been influenced by a lot of this social media and also entertainment. So when they're talking about science engineering, they talk about Iron Man. Yeah, Iron Man. Because inside the movie, it shows that actually they are very technological person. Okay, they are using a lot of the different various types of technology and then to try to save the world. Okay. But most of the answers that I receive would be, science and engineering, very boring. Okay, very, very boring, very exhausting. It's not something that I can manage. Okay, yeah. So that would be the first impression, to most of the people. Yeah. However, right, if you want to change your perception, okay, if you're asking me what is science and engineering, okay, I would say that science and engineering actually is a magic. Yeah. Actually, this is also being mentioned, by this Sir Arthur Clarke. Okay, is a futurist science writer and also is an inventor for the satellite. So he mentioned that any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. Yeah, from magic. So why I say so? I give you a few examples. Yeah, I will give you an example. Yeah, right. Previously, right, during my time, we watch about Star Wars, movies, we watch about Star Trek series. Okay, maybe for the new generation, you might not encounter this movie before. But this time, this movie, this Star Trek series actually is a very popular series, in the past. Okay, 20 years ago, it's talking about fiction, talking about space exploration. Yeah. So during the movie itself, it's actually already showing that persons, astronaut, they can actually communicate face to face. During that time, right, 1966, 1970, 1980, it's actually a fiction. It's something impossible. Yeah, it's something impossible. But nowadays, I think with the advancements of the science and technology, we already have so much of the video calling technology. Yeah, which actually already can talk face to face, not only one-to-one. Now what we are doing now here also same, right? Not only talking one-to-one, it also can involve a lot of the people inside. So this is actually, I would say that is a magic. More example, a movie Predator. Okay, I'm not sure whether you have watched this movie before, but if you watch this movie, it's about again a science fiction movie. It's talking about alien invasion. Yeah, our hero Arnold Schwarzenegger, try to fight with this alien. And this alien actually, when they're looking at the human, they are not looking using their eyes. They are looking using their sensor. The infrared sensor. So they sense us because all of us, right? Actually, we are having some temperature. That's why we're coming out, with some infrared radiation. Although you cannot see it, I cannot see it, but now, right? But now with the technology, actually, you will be able to see it. Okay?
Yeah.
So that's why you can see here, we have the night vision infrared goggles. Okay? Right. And then after that, we also have something like this, okay? For the Star Wars series, all right? When you go for the Star Wars series, you have Princess Leia, coming, try to record the hologram, okay? Try to request help from the mighty Obi-Wan. Yeah. So this used to be a fiction. This used to be something that you cannot imagine is possible to happen. But today, with the advancement of the science and technology, with the engineering, we actually able to produce, the 3D projections in water. You have the 3D hologram chairs. There are many applications now. Actually, we can use the hologram. Yeah. More example, Spider-Man. Yeah, Spider-Man. I think this is a more latest movie. A lot of the students might watch this movie before. Spider-Man, fighting, with the Green Goblin. So the Green Goblin actually is riding on his flying board. All right, surfing, and then try to fight with the Spider-Man. Now, right, we might not be able to fly yet. Okay, we are not able to fly yet. But we already have some, based on the advancement of the science and technology and engineering, we already can have something like this, a water jet flyboard. It's something like you can fly. Yeah. As a matter of fact, we also have inventor. We also have an engineer, inventor. Try to investigate, is it possible for us to fly or not? The answer is yes. Although, we are still in a very preliminary stage, they actually already have this kind of the technology.
Yeah,
fly. Fly. So here, I would like to show you, maybe I can show you a movie, right? To show that actually how this inventor able, to fly. Yeah, how this inventor able to create, able to engineer a machine that enable him to fly. Yeah.
Sure.
see, someone we even able to fly now. Okay, but of course now we are still in the current preliminary stage. Not everyone can be able to afford with this kind of system. But one day, I believe we will be able to fly. Okay, so back to you.
Hey, Jeffrey. Okay. Anyway, I'm as you were showing the slides, Professor, I was like, wow, indeed it is so true that what was shown in over the television, over the movies, has become a reality. It is definitely so awesome. And Zapata, the hoverboard, I think something that is not impossible. I think you are right that in future we may be able to fly to Singapore by just putting on to a suit, with a device, and you can just fly off. Awesome, awesome. It's a very good overview of what you showed us, Professor, in knowing the revolution of how engineering has evolved over the period, and now we are actually living to see this kind of very wonderful creation, I would say, wonderful design. Now, knowing that engineering has been an awesome industry, many years, and people have been talking about engineering. Uh, just to share with us, Professor, what would be some of the skill sets that a student would need, or someone would need to become an engineer?
Yeah. So if you're talking about the skills, the skill set, then definitely skills, we know that actually it can be cultivated. Yeah, it can be trained, can be trained to develop that kind of skills, a cognitive skill. But if you would like to know whether you are suitable, for the engineering professions or not, then perhaps, I would say that actually it's the character and also the attitude that play the most essential critical role. There are a few questions that I always, a lot of students also asking me. So am I suitable, right? I already finished my SPM, I already finished my IGCSE. So am I suitable for the engineering or not? And can I do the engineering course or not? Okay. So for this, I just give you a few tips. Right? You look at yourself, you ask yourself whether you have fulfilled, this kind of the character, or maybe you have this kind of interest. Then maybe you are suitable, you're appropriate to pursue, your further study in engineering. Yeah. So let me share my screen again.
Okay.
Okay. So how do I know if engineering program is suitable for me? Okay, first of all, if you found that you are very enjoying playing role strategy computer games, yeah. So maybe people are asking, why if I like to play games, I like to play role strategy games, actually I would be suitable for engineering. This is because
Prof, I'm sorry, Prof, sorry to cut you off in the middle.
Yeah.
I can't see the screen. Are you sharing?
I can't see the screen. Okay.
Yeah. We can share again. Sorry, thank you.
All right. Okay. So sorry. Okay.
So
can you see me now?
I can see you, but I don't see the screen or the share screen. I mean, okay, I think it's coming up. Awesome. Yeah, we got it there.
Okay, that's great. That's great. Okay, so first of all, you're talking about enjoying playing role strategy games. Yeah, role strategy games, as you can see here. Okay, because why you those actually who like to play this kind of games, like Mobile Legends, nowadays PUBG, I know all the youngsters are very keen to play. When you are playing this kind of games, actually you are training about your brain. You are planning the strategy, how to win the artificial intelligence, how to win the opponents. So when you're doing the planning, okay, when you are putting in the strategy, actually this is one of the very important elements for engineering. For engineering, we need to think out of the box. We need to be creative. All right, we cannot refrain ourselves within a small box. So that's why if you're very enjoying, playing the role strategy games, so that would be one of the criteria, pointing that actually you are suitable for the engineering program. Yeah. On top of that, all right, you might be if you also is a person that always constantly follow the new tech gadget update. You want to know, there is one apps coming up, how to use these apps, and then you have a handphone coming up or some gadget coming up. You want to try it, you want to know further, about this particular gadget, what kind of the new function, available. Yeah, so this is one of the character for the engineer, because they actually would like to update themselves, a lot of the science and technology advancement. They always want to stay forefront. They always want to be updated, to be something that can be always be we call it a tech savvy. Yeah, something that actually you can always be in the forefront and not outdated or leaving behind. Yeah, so if you have this kind of character, that also means that you are suitable for engineering program. Yeah. And of course, if you are always finding pleasures, in solving puzzles, this one actually about the same, right? The first one. Because when you're solving a puzzle, you are actually using your mind, planning, strategy, okay, looking at the different on a certain problems, with a different perspective, with a different perception. So this one definitely, is something that engineer is required. Okay. And of course, right. Besides that, you also need to have a very keen interest in the mathematics and physics. As I tell all my students, mathematics and physics, is the backbone. It's the core of engineering. So if you would like to do engineering, make sure you study hard, you work hard for the mathematics and physics. Okay?
That's right. Yeah.
And then on top of that, of course, you also need to be intellectually curious. Okay, you need to know. Always have the intention to know further. Okay, why this one can happen? Why somebody can fly? Okay, why this one when I wearing this? I've been putting myself in the 3D world. Okay, what is called virtual reality? How does virtual reality happen? Why I'm playing games? When I controlling my joystick, suddenly my also can be. They also be doing the same thing. Why? Why this happen? Okay, so if you have this kind of the intellectual curiosity, you are the right person, for the engineering program. Okay, and of course, last but not least, would be attention to detail. Attention to detail, it means that you are looking, at a certain issue, a certain problem, not only at your angle. You are actually looking in everything, in a true manner. Just for example, you are playing games, you are playing like this Mobile Legend, right? You want to, your opponents. You are not only looking at your screen only, looking about your hero only. You also will try to look at the map. The map indicating where is your comrade, where is the enemy, right? So that whether you have to go to that particular area or not, right? If your comrade actually is having problem, you are going to assist them, So you actually don't only pay attention on your role, but you are paying attention to the whole thing. So that's why you do things as a truly, you try to interpret things, in a different angle, from different perception. So if you have this kind of the ability, if you have this kind of attitude, then I would say that you are suitable for engineering.
All right. Very good. Thank you, Professor. Just curious, do you play Mobile Legends yourself? Because I heard this term Mobile Legend from my kids. So I'm surprised that you also know this Mobile Legend. So interesting,
Because a lot of these games, right? Gaming industry is something that related to the engineering as well.
Yep,
there are a lot of AR, VR. Now we come into the MR, right? The mixed reality. No more the augmented reality or virtual reality anymore. Now
mixed reality. The new term, mixed reality. So it's like emotion is involved and with technical. Very nice, very nice.
About what is called VR, what is called AR, what is called MR, and all of this actually is actually under the umbrella called XR, extended reality.
Awesome. All right. Okay.
Just understand.
Thanks. But just again, to touch base with some of the audiences who just joined us. Now we are speaking to Professor Akil from University of Nottingham, Malaysia campus. If you have any questions in regarding to engineering or in regarding to Nottingham University, do feel free to put in the comment box. We will get back to you very shortly. Kang Chin, I saw your question over there. Don't hurry, go. We will answer that question in a very short while. We will just move on with the presentation and the questions first. Professor, I hear two things when you mentioned about the skill sets. I think you talk about interest and character, very important. And you already mentioned something that I want to ask you. Actually, the next question is that what are the subjects that the students should be good at if they want to partake engineering as the major of studies? But I think you mentioned about mathematics and physics. Yeah? But let me ask you in this because this thing just came up. Now, physics are basically, of course, for science-based students. Yeah, they have learned physics. Now, just curious, student who is from art stream, but they are quite good in maths, but they do not have pure science. They got science subject. Can they also join engineering field?
So we have to, for this particular issue, we have to look into what kind of the thing they study about the science. Yeah, so if only normal science, right, it will be difficult because the normal science is only a very introductory level.
Right,
We need
right.
something we call it integrated science, extended
see.
science.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you do a
Okay.
science subject, if you're doing extended, all right, if you're doing integrated, so that will be more closely, to something like what we learn about physics, what we learn about chemistry, So that will be more, will serve as a better fundamental, for the student if they intend to pursue the engineering profession. Yeah.
Right.
So
Okay.
I would say that if only general science, it might be a bit difficult because the level might not be sufficient. But if you are interested, okay, you can do mathematics, you can do additional mathematics. At the same time, you do some extended science. Yeah, integrated science, whereby the science level is a bit higher compared to the ordinary level of the science subject. Yeah, if that's the case, we can consider, for you to come in to do the engineering.
Right, yeah, right, okay, good. I mean, it's also good because you mentioned that, so at least it gives them a head start before they join into even the pre-U foundation program. All right, thank you. How about, is engineering a rewarding career?
Yeah. Okay, if you want to talk about rewarding career or not, okay, of course, you're talking about monetary, later on I will show you, some of the, what we call it, the salary guideline, what kind of the graduates, can expect when they have a fresh grad, when they become a junior executive, senior executive. That one actually I can share with you later on. But now, what would I talk about? Become an engineer. Your satisfaction, your rewarding experience is not only based on monetary only. Yeah,
right.
Because engineer, they are always at the forefront. All right, always at the forefront of the technology. Yeah, whatever technology evolution, we engineers, scientists are always at the forefront. Yeah, so that's why maybe I can share my screen again, to show you some of the slides that I prepared about talking about Industry Revolution 4.0. Yeah.
Okay.
Now we are actually stepping into the industrial revolution 4.0, and this is a risk, of course, right? Whenever there is a revolution, definitely there is a risk. But at the same time, it's also actually is an opportunity. Yeah, opportunity for the engineer as well. When there is a risk, it's always an opportunity. Yeah, because the world is in balance, always in balance.
True.
Okay, let me share screen first. Some of the slides. Okay. Okay, so as mentioned just now, we're already now in the Industry 4.0, right? We've already gone through a three industrial revolution before. Whether you know it, or you realize it, you realize it, we actually already gone through. The first industry revolution, the IR 1.0, is actually when the steam engine, the steam engine is being developed. So it changed the way how the factory works, from using the labor to using the engine. So that's why we have the reading room, so that one actually is 200 years ago. Okay, so after that, we come to the Industry 2.0, whereby we have started to use the electricity. Yeah, electricity starting to be invented, to be put inside into the manufacturing, to be put inside into the industry. So we have the mass production, So that time, actually, we've gone through the second industrial revolution. Then after that, right, just a couple of decades ago, we've gone through the third industrial revolution. This is the time whereby we call the Industrial 3.0. This is a revolution on the industry, to let the industry to engage with the automation, with the computer, with the automations, with the manufacturing line, how they actually not only rely on the labor, but they can do something automatic. So that one actually is in the Industrial 3.0. But now we step into the Industrial 4.0. Now we not only need to be automatic. So Industrial 4.0 is again, we are integrating the technology we have in the Industry 3.0, but at the same time, we want to add some added value in it, because we try to combine, automation with cyber world. Yeah, so that's why we come up with a lot of new terms called cyber physical system, the CPS, Internet of Things, IoT, right? Or IIoT, Industrial Internet of Things, networks. There are so many new terminology actually coming out to describe about this. For the Industrial 4.0, we need to integrate network, right? We need to integrate the cyber world with the real physical system that we have currently. It's just like when you are playing Pokemon Go now, yeah? So you will have the AR, we call it the augmented reality, technology. All right. So you can snapshot. You can have a background. Actually, it's a background of the location. And suddenly, you have those things actually popping up, which is interacting with you. Yeah. So this one actually is one of the example of they are connecting your actual, environment, actual physical thing with the cyber world. Yeah. So moving forward, we'll be going more and more on this particular area, right? And then there'll be more and more technology coming out on the out of the revolutions of the Industry 4.0 here. Yeah. Okay. So we're talking about Industrial 4.0, right? Engineer. Right? They need to expect they need to work in a smart factory now. No more the conventional factory. The manufacturing line, so you might need to work in a smart factory that will be able to provide smart services. All right, you might be able to do the remote maintenance. Okay, and then you have a smart machine. Right, smart machine actually can let you to do the remote control. You no need to go to the site now. Yeah, you no need to go to the site. You no need to do something, to control everything on the site. Instead, the system is already on the cloud, all right? Then later on, even though you are not on the site, you are somewhere away. Let's say your factory, your manufacturing line actually in Malaysia, but during that time you are in UK. You actually also can control, right? You also can monitor, troubleshoot, or even you can design, for the system to ensure that they are in the normal operation. So that's why now this is a smart factory, we have a smart home. Now we also have a smart factory. So this is actually one of the product I would say, we have to go through under the Industrial Revolution 4.0.
Yeah.
This is some of the pictures. Yeah, you can see that we are talking about smart factory, robotic arm, robotic in. We are talking about, you can do the scheduling, you can do the planning, online. Okay, you can do the troubleshooting, you can do the maintenance online. They have a predictive, technology to test or to determine whether the system actually is intact or not, or if they are having some issue. There are some preset, mechanism to reverse back, the operations. So we are actually in the stage to push through the gap between the physical system and also the cyber world. So this is actually you are holding the key, engineer, right? If you are holding this key, then you will be success. You will be able, to be success in this revolution. Okay?
Wow. Yeah.
So what kind of the technology? We always know that technology will change human. Yeah?
That's right.
In Industry 4.0, we also need to have a few technologies to enable it to happen. So these are some of the terms. Maybe you are used to it. Maybe you heard it before. Maybe you don't know what is that about. Okay, but these are some of the technology that definitely we need to use, in order for us to be prepared. All right, in order for us to equip ourselves to encounter the Industrial Revolution 4.0. Artificial intelligence, for sure. Okay, cloud computing. Okay, robotic, and also the additive manufacturing. Additive manufacturing actually is talking about the 3D scanner. Okay, you can do a lot of scanning now. Okay, later on I will show you maybe some of the pictures. And then we're also talking about the immersive technology. Yeah, immersive technology, you already realize it now. We have so many of the virtual reality, the augmented reality, mixed reality, as I mentioned just now. Okay, and one more important technology, that we need to equip ourselves with the big data. Yeah, the big data. So this kind of technology is actually, we call it an enabling technology that is very essential. So as an engineer, we always, looking into our curriculum, right? When we're training our future engineer, we need to ensure that they will be able, to tackle with the problem associated from the Industrial 4.0. Okay, so that's why we equip our students with this kind of technology to prepare them. when they're going to the work later on, they are aware, with this kind of the revolution. They are aware, with this kind of the leap in terms of the technology, and then they are always in the forefront, in the technology line. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one basically I just show you, how the technology is you can adopt it, and then try to create a new value, an added value to the human being. So it's very simple. We call it the Internet of Things. Okay, we can collect data. We can collect data from the surveillance camera. We can collect data, from the vehicle when vehicle passing through. So that's why now you can see the ways. A lot of people when they encounter police at the roadblock, they will try to put in, saying that this section got the roadblock, so beware, right? They will put this inside the ways. So this is the data actually as an individual can put in, right? At the same time, smart gadget sharing in the social network, in the Facebook, in the Instagram, you can share this. When you share this kind of information, this is a process that can be gathered. This is a process whereby the data actually can be gathered and transmit, and transmit to the data analysis and also the storage stage. Before that, of course, we need the mobile technology. So that's why we're talking about LTE. We're talking about 4G. 4G already outdated. Now we're talking about 5G. 5G, Wi-Fi, Li-Fi, right? A lot of the transmission technology actually also going on along the line. Yeah. Then based on this transmission, then we need big data, or we call it cloud computing, system to store the data, right? To analyze the data. So this one is called the big data technology. We have a lot of data from every individual, from the consumer, from whatever persons actually when they're providing data. We need a system that's able to store the data and at the same time able to analyze the data. And this is the technology we call it as a cloud computing. Yeah. Then on top of that, we are not only for analyzing. We need the system now to do judgment. We need to train them, right? We need to train the system so that they can think about themselves based on the data they have, what kind of action they're supposed to take. Yeah. So this is actually, we call it as artificial intelligence, AI. Yeah. So based on all this information, finally we can come out with something that can be beneficial, for the humankind, which is creating a new value for them. For example, we're talking about smart factory. We are talking about, the autonomous vehicle, the car that can actually driving by yourself. Okay, smart home, smart factory, smart healthcare, smart infrastructures. So everything are caring about the smart now, right? Smart. Smart actually is the wording connecting between your physical subjects with the cyber world. So that's why whenever you have a technology connecting between both, that thing is considered as a smart, right? Like a smartphone. So we have to train our student, to adopt, to this kind of technology. This is an opportunity for engineer. So this is some challenge, I would say, for our future engineer. So that's why if you're asking about whether engineering is it rewarding or not rewarding, okay? So I would say that yes, this is something that you can explore. And one more trend, right? I believe, right? All of us like to do online shopping, right? You like to do online shopping, Lazada, Shopee. I also like online shopping. And then around all the world, people like to do online shopping now. As a matter of fact, if you look at the Alibaba, okay, on their 11/11 sales, so even within one day, they recorded about 38 billion of sales.
Yeah.
Okay, huge amount. Very huge amount of sales, even within one day.
Yeah.
Okay, now we have the sales ready. What's next? A lot of people purchase from you already. What's next? Definitely the next stage would be you need to deliver the products.
That's
you
right.
need to send the product to the consumer. Not only sending them, 1 month later, 3 months later, they will definitely complain. You need to send it fast. So that's why when you're processing the orders, you need to do it fast, right? So you need to have a technology to help you, right, to incorporate the smart, features when you're handling such order, when you're dealing, such huge amount of the business. So that's why we can see that industry, right? Some industry, for example, like Amazon, Alibaba, when they are dealing with this kind of sales, this kind of orders, they are using robots,
Yeah.
We have the Amazon Kiva, we have the Alibaba Quicktron, So these are the robots helping, on delivering, on segregating the goods, on transporting the goods. They are actually, by incorporating such technology, you can reduce the human error, of course. And second thing would be you can do it in a more quick, more efficient manner, time saving, and of course, you can reduce the labor, right? You can reduce the true reliability on the labor force. Yeah. So here I can show you one video, right? That is talking about the robotic system. Yeah, the robotic system, a very smart robotic system that has been used by the Alibaba in one of their warehouse in Guangzhou on how to handle, their orders, how to handle the delivery. Yeah, please. The robotic, actually, they are very smart. Even though they have many robots, in operation, they won't collide to each other because they have sensor to refrain themselves from collision. At the same time, when they're out of battery already, they can go back to the place, to do the charging. So it's a very smart robot system. Yeah, so that's why, you can see that in the past 2 decades, we can coming out with so many types of the business, so many types of the we call it the internet, entrepreneur. And then you refer back to the Forbes report. We can see maybe some of the faces actually I shown here is we call it a very successful internet entrepreneurs. Okay, they are using the technology, in their business. So that's why engineer, I would say that because we will equip you, with this kind of technology knowledge to train you, on how you can prepare yourself to face the Industrial Revolution 4.0. So maybe you know this, the Jeff Bezos, the Amazon CEO, Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, Larry Page, Sergey Brin from Google, okay, Larry Ellison, Oracle, very successful internet entrepreneur. Ma Huateng, all right, which is sometimes call him Ponima, Tencent CEO. Maybe Tencent you don't compared to Jack Ma, right? You don't know about Tencent. Yep. But Tencent actually is a very gigantic company in China. Yeah. So you're talking about WeChat. You're talking about Arena of Valor, a game, which is a Chinese version of the Mobile Legend. Is actually by Tencent. Okay. Alibaba, Jack Ma, I think you know. So this is actually creating a lot of this business opportunity. We call it as a technopreneur, industrial technopreneur. So engineer, we try to equip you, with this kind of knowledge. But of course, ultimately later on, you have to be creative. You need to be innovative when you're working in your career in future. Okay, if you're talking about job scope, right? A lot of students also asking me, how about this job? Can I find the jobs or not? So of course, I always tell my student, I'm not the fortune teller. I cannot tell you what will happen, in 3 years time, 4 years time when you graduated later. I will not know. But as a very simple guideline, you can refer, to some of the websites available is talking about the job. Okay, so this is one of the screenshot I log on to one of this website called JobStreet. I think all of you should, maybe you have heard about this before. Yeah, so if I'm talking about the engineer term, inside, just 2 days ago, yeah, they are popping out 1,502 jobs available. Yeah, so of course, you maybe can put in, some of the students now, I know that they're talking about what is their starting salary. You actually can put in the minimum salary, in the website, try to search out. Yeah. So let's say if I just put in 3,000 there, of course, the type of the jobs, the number of the job reduced, but you still have about 1,400 jobs available in the job street, which is related to engineer. Yeah, engineer. Right. So as I always tell my students, regardless whatever situation, if there is a society, right, if there is human, we will need engineer. Because engineer do everything, everything from whatever actually you are interacting with. PC, desk, table, computer, car, petrol, water, infrastructure, house, bridge, whatever you name it, they must have one engineer actually is working in the production line. Yeah. So they are very resistant, very how to say that they can be actually can sustain, they can sustain even though what kind of economy, even the economic crisis. Of course, maybe the job availability is not much, but that is actually a profession required by the society. Okay. So if you're talking about the salary scale, right? This is the report. I try to get some average range of the salary from the job report. Okay. Of course, this is only a guide. It's not absolute. I would definitely believe that the company outside there may be offering higher, maybe offering sometimes maybe offering lower. It's actually all depends on what kind of company you are applying to. But this is the range, salary range, for the fresh graduate, as well as when you work, when you already confirm, you become the junior executive, you go for the senior executive level, manager level, the senior managerial level. But this is only a guide. This is definitely is not absolute. As a matter of fact, salary is always sensitive. This is only an average market rate. I'm pretty sure that they are different company. They are offering a different salary scheme.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
You, Jeffrey.
Professor, I want just when you were explaining about how rewarding the career of engineering is, I get your what you're saying, and one of the last few sentences that you share is basically saying that even though people talking about because of IT, I mean technology is replacing human, but nevertheless engineering will still be there because engineering is needed in every sector. Water, products and whatever not at roads and everything. Yeah, I think that is awesome. Which also leads me to ask you this question: is that meaning that there are many types of engineering courses are there, Professor? Can you share with us some of these types of engineering courses in the market?
Yeah, traditionally, we actually have 4 areas of engineering. Yeah, the main 4 areas would be the electronic engineering, civil engineering, mechanical engineering, dealing with the mechanical system, and then we also have the chemical engineering, dealing with anything about chemical products. Yeah, so they are the very conventional, very typical, area of the engineering. But with the science and also the engineering advancement, we are going more and more specialized already. We are doing more and more specialization. So that's why we can come up, with a lot of a new engineering area. Okay, for example, like we come out with some environmental engineering, aeronautical engineering, aerospace engineering, marine engineering, or even nuclear engineering. So that one is more and more on their specialization. But in conventional, of course, mechatronic engineering, because now we're talking about mechanical, and also the electronic. So mechatronic engineering is also one of the engineering specialization.
All right.
Yeah, so this is conventionally we have a 4, but now we have a more variety already in the market.
Right. But saying this one, right, the conventional and also those new emerging market in what you mentioned about some of these engineering courses. Now, you see, over the years during our consultation with students, a lot of them are basically very concerned with this thing called the professionalism engineering, which means that how to be a professional engineer. They think that it is so important, and we have advised them on professional engineer. But nevertheless to say, uh, what would be the pathway to become a professional engineer? I mean, does it require in all the specialism or just only certain specialism?
Yeah, professional engineer actually is, from my perception, actually is quite essential because when you become the engineer, you would like to serve as a consultant. You would like, to provide overview, to guide a certain industry, how they are manufacturing, in the manufacturing line, how they set up the manufacturing plant, how they actually incorporating, the new technology into their manufacturing line. So ultimately, if you want to become a consultant, so definitely you need to become a professional engineer. Okay. Perhaps I just share my screen to tell you about the process to become a professional engineer. Can you see my share screen now?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is talking about, on how we can become the professional engineer in Malaysia. Because the governing for the quality, for the engineering program actually is by BSc, which is the Board Engineer is one of the very critical member right inside. So basically, for those students who have obtained a degree in engineering, which is accredited by the EAC, which is accredited, which is recognizable by the BM. Okay, so once they graduate, they can register themselves, as an IEM graduate member or the BM graduate engineer. Okay, then after that, of course, they need to work. They need to practice what they have learned. What they have learned from their study. So within 3 years of the relevant working experience, by using the logbook scheme, they would be able to apply, to become the professional engineer. Of course, during the process, they need to go through, the professional interview by the BM member, by BM panel, and also they need to go through, the PAE, the professional assessment examination. But you can see actually they are much more straightforward. They are very straightforward, meaning that actually you learn, you pursue a degree from an accredited university. Then after that, you register yourself as an IEM member and practice what you learn inside your study. Perhaps under the guidance of a mentor, from the professional engineer. Then after 3 years, you can apply to become the professional engineer. So if you would like to serve as to open up your own consultant company, then perhaps you might still need to take this PCE as well. We call it a professional engineer with the practicing certificate. The PEPC. So you might need to go through the second tier, right, for this. So a lot of students really talking about the professional engineers. A lot of students also asking me what is the difference, between MEng program, because when they're looking at what is the BEng, what is the MEng? The difference between bachelor in engineering and also the master in engineering. So bachelor engineering, master engineering, apparently, okay, you might be confused. You will be confused with the wording, even though I say it's a master engineering. Master engineering in this context here is still an undergraduate program. But the main difference between the BE and also the ME would be accreditations by the Board of Engineers Malaysia. By the BM here. So the accredited degree in Malaysia, we only recognize a 4 years program, which is the MEng, the Master Engineering. So if you believe that you would like to pursue your professional engineer, status, which is finally you can carry the IR title. Doctor is DR. For engineer, professional engineer, you are carrying the IR title. Then you should go for the MEng program. Because it will give you a very straightforward pathway. Straight after your graduation, you can register as a member, then work, collect your evidence, practice what you have learned. Then after that, within 3 years, you can apply for the professional engineers. But if you coming from doing something which is not recognized, which is not recognized by the ESC, by the BEM, then your route might not be so straightforward anymore. For example, like perhaps you might need to do a further top up, you might need to do a further learning, you might need to do a further MSc. But this is also not every MSc will be recognized as well. So you have to spend more effort, the pathway might not be so straightforward anymore. You might need to encounter a lot of hassle. So if you would like to become a professional engineer, if you would like, to open up a consultation firms, that actually you can have your sign, your job to endorse a certain project, you should choose for the accredited program, which ultimately, can lead you to become a professional engineer in a very direct pathway. Okay? And then I also received some questions about students were asking, I do your program, right? I do the program, engineering program in Malaysia. It's actually accredited by the EAC, for example. So later on, if I don't want to work in Malaysia, can I go to overseas to work or not? Yeah, is it recognized, in overseas or not? So if you're talking about this recognition, right, you have to, you actually can feel relief because our degree, right? Actually, all the accredited degree, all the engineering degree accredited by the ESC in Malaysia, okay, we are one of the signatory, in the Washington Accord. In the Washington Accord. So in the Washington Accord, we have 20 full signatories currently. So what is the benefit for this Washington Accord would be? Each of this country, the participating country, they will recognize. They will recognize the degree that has been endorsed, by that council or by that particular accreditation body, in that particular country. So it should be no issue. So let's say, for example, after you graduated in Malaysia, you want to work in US, can or not? No problem, right? This actually is one of the signatory. How about if I want to work in Korea? No issue. Australia, Canada, Hong Kong, Singapore. Pakistan, UK, China. So all these countries actually they have under the Washington Accord, you can actually recognize that. Actually, the degree is recognized. So you can increase your employment opportunity and also it's easier for you to gain the professional recognition, even though you are working abroad.
Right.
Okay, back to you, Jeffrey.
Thank you, Professor, for the very comprehensive and well explained about the professionalism engineering. And also, you actually touched on the MH and the BH, which would be a question that I wanted to ask you a bit later on. But since you have answered it, and I thought that is very, very good. So, to say that even though the Masters of Engineering is not actually a master program, but it is useful because of the recognition part with the Board of Engineering Malaysia. Now, I want to just also ask that in Nottingham, because it is a UK-based university, it is a 4 years program, right, Professor, to get the Masters of Engineering. And if they
it's a 4 years program. For the BH, will be 3 years program. So 3 years program, some other country, if you do not intend to become a professional engineer, you still can do that as well, right? No issue, because this is actually is still a professional degree, okay? But if you are working towards a professional engineer pathway, then it will be more recommended for you to do the MEng and not the BEng. But if you only want to work later on, you have no intention to serve as a consultant, you have no intention, to deal with anything with the government agency in future, then you can go for the BEng. So the benefit for the BEng will be you have you pay 1 year less, for your tuition fee. And then of course, at the second time, you might be having a 1 year extra working experience, But of course, the point will be there will be no so straightforward way for you to pursue the professional engineer status anymore.
But there is no problem with the employment when you are talking about 3 year PH, right? Which is an awesome.
No issue at all.
No
issue. I have many students actually graduated at 3 years, BEng program. They are working now. As long as they are not actually going, dealing with recognition with the government Malaysia. Let's say, for example, they need to deal with government Malaysia. They need to sign something, So if that one, definitely you need to have a professional engineer. But if you only working in the manufacturing plant, just working inside the company, troubleshooting a certain system. So that one, the professional engineer status actually is not required.
Right. Very, very much thank you. I appreciate that a lot because I think this is a very important question. That's why we want to spend some time on here because it means that in Nottingham University, we can finish a degree in 3 years and you can still get an employment. I think if the students can see there's a catch there. If you were to go to other universities, the local based universities, you have to do a 4 years degree to get BH. And this is an advantage for them because it's been 3 years. So thank you very much, Professor, and I appreciate that very much. And it enlightened me as well as the counselor on this matter, and I appreciate. Now, talking about this, I want to bring Christy up to the room. I think she has been in the bedroom for a while already. We're going to talk about Nottingham engineering in Nottingham itself, and we are moving towards that already. The audiences, you already know that I mentioned much earlier, University of Nottingham Malaysia Campus is a renowned university, not only just in Malaysia, but around the world. They are top premier award-winning university, and I'm sure that a lot of you students are very much interested to know about engineering at Nottingham. But before we just go on to ask about that one, I think we got some questions that I want us to try to answer them because I think they've been waiting for a while now. Professor Christy, if either one of you, I think maybe I should reply on Henry. Henry is asking that where can chemical engineers find their jobs? Which industries hire chemical engineers? Can anyone of you enlighten?
Chemical engineer can work in any. Yeah. Okay. So in any pharmaceutical company, cosmetic company, oil and gas, any cement company, anything that dealing with chemicals, chemical engineer need to be there.
Okay.
And on top of that, chemical engineer not only doing something on the processing, they're actually also doing a lot, in terms of the environmental control.
Right.
So that's why we also have the chemical engineering with environmental engineering. So we need to preserve our environment. We do not want, the industrial to pollute the earth. So that's why now the chemical engineer not only they need to talk about the processing, how to design the process, how to minimize the cost, minimize the waste, improve the proficiency, improve the yield. But we're also talking about reduce the impact to the environment, reduce the waste.
Right.
Okay, so Henry. Any pharmaceutical company, any food company, food industry. A lot of chemical companies, a lot of chemical engineers have a lot of the opportunity.
Okay. Yep. Thank you. I think Henry, I hope that answers your questions. Basically, job will be available for you. Nothing to worry. Yeah, there are definitely a lot of opportunity. A lot of industry will hire you, Henry, on chemical engineers. Now, as I asked, I want to just bring these questions to you all, to ask you all. Now, why engineering at Nottingham? How you all want to say this? Why should we study engineering in University of Nottingham?
Yeah, I think Prof, you have the slides, right? I bring up the slide. Okay.
Okay. Right. So why you want to study in Nottingham? All right. Maybe I just do a quick one. So first of all, of course, we are talking about we have a 5-star rating, our STARA, we are the top 100 university in the world, we have students from 85 different countries, so we have 3 different international campuses. So there are a lot of the things actually, we call it ourselves, we are the extraordinary university. Okay, but one common thing. If you go to any of our branch campus or our main campus, in the University Park in UK, you will see that we will have this signature structure. We call it as a clock tower. Regardless whether in the UK or in our campus, branch campus in China, or here, when you see a university with the clock tower, in their main building, most likely that will be the University of Nottingham. Yeah. So why University of Nottingham? Right, as I mentioned, rank 96, University worldwide in the QS ranking. We are the 66, employability ranking. 66 are the choice of the graduate employer in the QS World Employability Ranking. One subject ranked top 10, 23 subject ranked top 20, 200, 60 subject ranked top 100. Myra 5-star, Starra 5-star. All these are our indicator showing that we are providing high quality for our students, high quality education for our students. And then on top of that, we also have the one of the most advanced, I would say, one of the most advanced facilities provider, for all our students. Because we have about 100-acre campus in Semenyi.
I think
So there's
125 acres.
125 acres, more than 100 acres. Okay, thank you, Christy. Yes. So as you can see here, so we are having, this is one of the bird eye view, for our beautiful campus. So we can provide a lot of the space, for the students to do learning, right? To enhance, to do their group project. At the meantime, their welfare, also being taken care of. That's why you can see at the background, you have a swimming pool, you have a football field, So during current time, of course, it might be difficult for you all to visit the campus, to visit our beautiful campus. But I think now, right, because I'm an engineer, we should know that we cannot be constrained by this pandemic. Even though you cannot go to our campus, on site, you should be able to go it virtually. So that's why now I'd like to take you to have a little bit of a virtual tour, about our campus.
Awesome. Let's enjoy watching this virtual tour.
All right. So can you see my share screen now?
Yeah.
Can. Yep.
Okay, great. So as you can see, right, this is the bird eye view for our campus. This is our main, building. We have two, what we call it the lake, right? Crossing with the crossing bridge here. It's also like you're having two lakes, but actually they are only one lake. But this is design mimicking, it's mimicking our campus in UK. If you happen, to go to the University of Nottingham in UK, we also have a big lake, in front of the campus, and also our very famous Clock Tower Trend building. So you have a closer view. This is it. Okay. So this tour, right, as you can see, actually you can go into our website here, tour.nottingham.edu.my. Maybe now the network is not very good, but anyhow, you will be able to see here, how beautiful is our campus. Very green, super green, and also very tranquil, very nice, very greenery, and unofficially, many there were one survey has been done before. It has been considered, one of the most beautiful campus.
In the top 10.
Wow.
Yes. Right. Okay, but this is of course is talking about the greenery. So at the background here, this is actually the core. We call it the Broga Hill. For those actually like to climb hill, right? This is Broga Hill. We are very close to it. But scenery is one thing. More essentially, as I mentioned just now, is talking about the facility and also the labs, that we can provide for our students. So you can go inside, into this virtual tour here. You can see about our electrical power lab, right? So we have a lot of the sophisticated lab to let the student, to train the student to have the hands-on experience to handle with a very high-tech instrument. So this student actually at the background, this is Farah. I still remember her name because why? Because she is actually one of my students, one of my students. So she's become a model here. If you go for our project lab, you can see her again. Project lab, whereby we equip a lab for our students to do their project. So they will be equipped, with a monitor, so they can do their project, they can discuss, at the same time they can refer. If they have anything, to refer, they can showcase to all their group members. So it's a very versatile and very friendly, can helping the student to do all sorts of learning activities. So what Farah doing here actually is, she is actually a EAE student, electrical electronic engineer student. So she is actually trying to do an automated toy car here. So this toy car actually will be following the path, right? The path has been set. So she is doing some setting there actually. So beside that, you can see that if you're doing in chemical, right? If you're doing chemical engineering, we also have a chemical engineering lab available. Inside there, we have a lot of equipment, high-tech equipment that is actually available, right? That is actually can let the student learn more about the equipment itself, how the process flow. They can have the hands-on experience on that. And then a lot, of course, beside the lab, we also have the facilities, a lot of facilities I mentioned just now, the football field, all right, a great football field, as you can see here. All right, huge football field, if you're able to see, right? If you can't, you can actually just log on to the tour.nottingham.edu.my to see this wonderful football field. Then we have the gymnasium, okay, the gym, swimming pool, actually everything actually is inside. Library,
Very nice.
4 to 5 stories, of our library that have a lot of the resources, a lot of the books available, okay? And then the teaching block, right? The central teaching block, a lot, teaching block inside. So we have space. We have a lot of space. We don't need to clamp our students, within one office building. So we have a lot of the freedom, to move around, to really feel, the university lifestyle. Okay. Yeah. So this will be the second point. Yeah. Why Nottingham is different? We have all sorts of the top-notch facilities as well as the lab, for our students.
Right.
So the third point will be about our existence, our experience. So we have been here since year 1999. Yeah. In operation is 2000. That means about 20 years here in Malaysia campus. In Malaysia. So that means out of these 20 years, we have building a lot. We have gaining a lot of network with our important stakeholders. Yeah, our important stakeholders, with the government agency, with the industrial partners. Yeah, so that's why our students they can access to this kind of a network. They will be able to have a better learning experience because we can always pair them. We can always arranging some opportunity from the industry for our students. For example, like we can inviting our industrial collaborator to come to our campus to give talk to our students. Whenever there is a need for them to do the interns, they also can go for the those company. So we have that kind of link, that kind of network. So this is actually an experience that we have for the past 20 years. So not every university will be able to do that. So I would say this is our third important point. Yeah, why we should why our Nottingham actually stands out compared to the others.
Thank you, Professor. I think that is very comprehensive, and thank you for the 3D tour thing. It gives a very good overview how the campus looks like. Indeed, it's very, very huge, large spaces. I've been there a few times already myself. My nephew is there actually, and indeed it's a beautiful campus, and the trees are all grown up. Very big, very shady, very nice. Putting this one, just ask the next question. Yeah, that's right.
It's already 20 years.
20 years now. Yeah, so many. There's a student who asking us this program, which I thought I want to ask you now since we are here. You mentioned just now earlier on there's a mechanical program, a mechanical laboratory. You mentioned about chemical engineering. What other specialism that Nottingham offers? And the boy Kang Ching is asking, do you offer biomedical engineering as well?
We offer biomedical science. Yeah, it's different field. Yeah.
Okay.
What can explain it?
All right. Who comes to biomedical science?
Biomedical science is different from biomedical engineering, right? I think one is more on the equipment, the designing the equipment.
Yeah, building the instruments. Yeah.
Yeah, but
biomedical science is the medical research on the cells, material, and viruses. That is the science part.
Correct. Yeah. So Kang Chin, I hope that answer you because they do not have biomedical engineering. They do have biomedical science, more on research-based work in laboratory. Yeah, Kang Chin. Yeah, hope that answer your question as well. Now, okay. Christy, you want to continue to say something?
Okay, maybe some of the audience would like to know what are the facilities or accommodations or what are the scholarships that offer.
Yeah.
Okay, before I say that, maybe Prof, you can explain that the engineering, what are the intakes that we have now, I think. Like if let's say for SPM leavers or IGCSE leavers, right, they can join us for the foundation engineering, okay, before they can progress to our degree program. We have April, we have June, and for September intakes, 3 intakes per year.
When will be your June intake? I'm sorry, just Christy.
June is actually starting next week. Okay, our parents, yeah. So next one will be in September. I think if the audience now got is a IGCSE levels, right? Once you receive the results in about August, you can join in with our September intake. So this is a 1 year, full year program. So when you are successful completion this foundation, you can progress to a degree in next year September.
Right. And earlier on, you mentioned that there is a scholarship. There are some scholarships available for students who are applying for the foundation or even to the UG program, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I will just inform to the audiences, if you want to know more about scholarship programs, maybe you can just come to Study Hub office in Klang, Jenjarom, or even to share study in Seremban. We will let you all know. Keep it a secret for you to ask us more after the show. Right.
Okay.
Right. But Christy, now that you're mentioning about these classes are starting in June next week and in September. Now, it's COVID pandemic 19. I think this is something that everybody wants to know. How are you all overcoming in terms of to support the learning facility for the students who will be from home, right? They'll be learning from home online.
Yeah. I think back to you, back to Professor, because he is the person who is teaching in front of computer online learning. Okay, how your experience is? Yeah, I can please share.
Okay. So maybe I just share my screen again. Okay. Okay, we all know now, right? We are in a pandemic pandemic influence. So that's why we are not being able, to go to the campus currently. But us now, we are still doing the teaching for our students. We are using the online platform. So as I mentioned before, right, we are not only relying on the face-to-face teaching, but now we actually also adopt another sort of face-to-face through the cyber world. So that's why, as you can see here, right, we are using some learning management system called the Moodle. The Moodle. So inside the Moodle, actually, we can slot in, all sorts of the information, teaching material we can put in, lecture notes, and then if we have recorded, our lecture notes, we also can put in, our recorded video about the lecture itself. We can put it in, into our Moodle learning management system. And then we have some questions, some tutorial questions, sample questions. We also can upload that. Students actually can download it anytime, anywhere. As long as they got internet, they can download it, they can look into it, And then on top of this Moodle management system, learning management system, we're also using the other technology software called the Microsoft Teams. Microsoft Teams. So inside the Microsoft Teams, we are having the meeting, we are having the classes online. So during the classes online, we will explain again, about the lecture or maybe some of the questions, and also we can discuss face-to-face with the student during that particular slot to discuss with them, what kind of issue they are facing, what kind of problem they are facing, when they have anything to not understand about the content itself, so they can discuss with us, they can chat with us, they can also, video call us, they also can discussing face-to-face, in the cyber world. So even though we can meet physically, but we also still can meet, in the cyber area. So that's why, as you can see here, right, I have interacting with my students actually responding, and then during the class lecture, we also can record the lecture, and then it can be shared, inside this particular software here, and the student actually, if they miss out something, they can always come back and refer to the record. So even though they will have no physical contact with the student, but the interaction is still there. Students still can engage with us, we still can engage with our students, we still can discuss with them. In case of any issue, any problem, they also can refer to us, in a very timely manner. And then they also can see us, our face, although when I want to ask all my students, please switch on your camera. I'm trying, so they only can see me, I cannot see them, but it's not a big issue, all right? But at least it's still the interaction. It's not like you're talking to the the very close monitor screen, but at least you are having something to talk to you in a live manner, and then to solve some issue that happen, and to help you whenever you encounter any problems.
Great.
Yep. And then there also student also I didn't put here would be we also giving some online assessment. We also have an online assessment system. Basically Moodle also can do, they can log on to the Moodle system to do some online assessment or answering some question. And then after that, we also can have even the student, we also can allow the student even can do their questions using the papers in their home, because they can always upload it. They can always snapshot, upload into our system, and then we can do the marking accordingly. So it's very the system is feasible, and the students based on the feedback received from the students, it seems like actually they can cope well with the study.
Right. Thank you, Professor. And I think that will give a lot of comfort to many students and parents and guardians, about online learning. This is a new normal. We will have to go through it, and it will be at least until the year end. Online learning. So, thank you for the explanation, and I'm sure that University of Nottingham has got a very strong backup in terms of online learning, and you can see Professor Q, one of the lecturer, he's so dedicated. Audiences. Now, there's a question from Jun Chuan, just to answer this question. Okay, can foundation in science student apply for engineering degree? Do they have the skill? Do they have a skill set to apply for engineering degree? And what is the working life as an engineer? 3 questions in 1 question box.
Maybe I take out the questions for the foundation science. Okay, may I? Yeah. Okay. Because there are differences. Because some other universities is talking about foundation science, they can choose physics, MX subjects in their syllabus. But foundation science and foundation engineering actually is separated. For foundation science, mainly study for bioscience, pharmacy, environmental science. So the modules move to the biology and chemistry without further maths and without physics subjects. For foundation engineering is mainly students will study a lot of different physics subjects and further maths and further maths subject, and no biology subjects in foundation engineering here. So this one, so students have to choose wisely which pathway of degree they want to progress later. Right? Then the skill set, just already replied. Engineering require physics and maths. Okay. For science require biology and chemistry.
Okay. How about the working life of an engineer?
Working life, you're back to the engineer here.
24/7.
I mean, working life is always challenging, but you can enjoy the pleasure. As I mentioned just now, because you are enjoying about all the challenges you receive every day. It might not be the same one. Every day you are dealing, with the different types of problems in the manufacturing plant and manufacturing line. Okay, so you need to troubleshoot, you need to design, but you will enjoy the pleasure that you can get, the satisfaction, when you're able to solve a certain matter, a certain issue, certain problems in an innovative manner. So I would say that, it's challenging, but you get a lot of the satisfaction if you're able to solve a certain issue, based on the innovative solution that you provided.
That's right.
Yep.
Okay. I've done with my questions already. Professor and Christy, any of you have any things that you want to share? Your own?
Maybe I share a bit about facilities that we have. Not for the academic side, it's non-academic side. Okay, let me share my screen. Okay. Screen. Second.
No worries, Christy.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to share about the accommodation first.
Yes, important question.
So we have different type. Okay, our university is located in Semenyih. Semenyih is a place that is within the borders of Negeri Sembilan and Selangor. So some people would say, it's very far away from city center. How will be the life there? Is it very, very boring? Okay, but I'll tell you that inside, once you step into the campus already and you live there, your life is quite enriched because you will have a lot of students activities to play around. So even you are staying in the city center, you might don't want to go back. You want to get a place to stay there because other than your lecture time, you want to go and meeting with your club societies, quite packed with your daily life. So you can get a room there. We have different types of rooms. So we have about 2,400 beds on campus, but we have about 5,000. So half of our students may need to find a place outside of the campus. Okay, but no worries. Nearby also got a lot of off-campus accommodation, houses or condominium for you. Okay, so the most popular is deluxe single and shared bathroom come with AC, aircon. Okay, so for minimum 395 for 4 people sharing to maximum 750 per month. So all the rooms cover with Wi-Fi and water and electricity bills. Okay, so all these are covered. Okay, so the next one, okay, you can see this one is a 2D things. Okay, so the accommodation we've separated into old wing and new wing. Old wing will be in the red color here. We have 5 hall residents. This is called Student Village South. Very close to the canteen, very close to the sports center. While for the new wing, is all the 750 per month is located here. So students have walked a bit. You do exercise, okay? Students can buy bicycle there and cycle in the campus. Wow. Okay, yeah. Okay. So the color building here is the academic block. Okay, with science, engineering, arts and social sciences, library, okay, lecture theaters, student activity centers here. Okay, next slide. Okay, these are our food and beverages, convenience stores and services available in the campus. We have 24 hours 7-Eleven. Every Tuesday we have night market, Pasar Malam. Okay, every Thursday we have some food trucks coming to the campus. So even you don't go out to the campus to buy food, you can get the food in the campus, so no worry. Okay, we have 2 ATM machine, CIMB and Affinbank here. Okay, there are 24 hours laundry machine, coin operated one. Okay, we have 2 convenience store, My News convenience store beside the 7-Eleven. We have a Subway. We also have Secret Recipe on campus as well. Okay, we have a mobile phone. You can buy your top up your SIM card. Okay, you can buy a lot of vending machines in the campus as well. Okay, we also have a shuttle bus services for those who are living outside, okay, like in KL, in TJ, they can still commute every day. We have a shuttle bus from the Kajang KTM station or MRT Sungai Jernih station. So this is quite convenient for them. Where we also bring students to Testo Semenyih. Like during this now, the COVID-19 period, right? We have about 600 students staying on board in the campus. So they take the advantage to go Tesco Semenyih for shopping, nearby grocery. We have developed a mobile app where is My Bus app to track the buses. So no students can able to access to anywhere. Okay, even want to go to KL, KL Teaching Center, we have nighttime classes for our MBA and our MSc classes there. Students also can go out to there. Okay, and during the weekend, we also got buses send students to IOI City Mall in Cyberjaya. Okay, for those who are living outside of campus, Taman Pasir Semenyih, we also have the shuttle van services. So this is all free of charge. Okay, then now come back to the scholarship side. Okay, High Achiever Scholarship, Dean's Excellence Scholarship, these are all automatic one. 25% discount, automatic for just the current year. High Achievers is entry year. Okay, Dean's Scholarship is for every progressing year, depends on academic performance. Like let's say for foundation students, okay, because you come in with SPM result, IGCSE result, it's go for the 3-semester foundation. So these are the minimum to get the 25% discount. Okay, it's a minimum 8 A's for SPM. IGCSE is minimum 7 A's. Okay, if you come from UEC, we need minimum of 5 A's. excluding Chinese and Malay. If you come from STPM, it's 3As, excluding the general studies. If you are from A level, it's 3As as well. Okay, so if you have any family members, like your siblings study here, or your parents are Nottingham alumni, okay, you can get the 10% tuition fee deduction, but for just the first year only. Okay, other than that, if you are very active in sports or very active in the artistic event, in international event, you can apply for sports or arts scholarship. Okay, 50% discount for national level, 75% for international level. Okay, you can approach to our sponsorship office to discuss this for more details.
Right.
Okay, we also got other scholarship for you to apply. You can click our scholarship website to find more information. Okay, yeah, and PTPTN loan also available for students for undergraduate studies. Okay, yeah. So another thing is very important. The unique things is in Nottingham is our program. We allow students to do inter-campus exchange or inter-campus transfer to our UK campus or even our China campus. Okay, inter-campus exchange is students are able to go to the UK or China in their second year, either doing one semester or one full year. Like for example, for engineering program, most of the programs are available in both campuses. Okay, so students can apply for that, but this depends on academic performance. So the fees is remain paying to the Malaysia campus fee. Okay, but while your expenses is spent over there. This is a good experience for students to explore a different international campus life. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. We also got U21 or Partner University Exchange. So for more details, you can look at our website for more details.
Right.
Okay. I think that's all. So anything you can can reach Study Hub or JS or contact us, or you can browse our Facebook. We have social media for you to connect with us. Okay.
Right. Thank you, Christy. Yeah. Professor, anything to add on before we let you go for beautiful evening walk? Right. Thank you, Christy, and I appreciate the slides that you showed. The last few slides, I think very, very important. I think students, if you all don't know where Semenyih, let me vouch. Semenyih is not like what you think, so
not in the jungle,
yeah, Semenyih has transformed a lot. EcoMajestic, I want to promote the developers, but there are many big developers there building new houses. Semenyih is no longer the sleeping town. It's really an emerging township very nearby to Kajang. Nottingham has got everything for you. Do you see that? They have got shuttle buses to go to a lot of shopping malls, including our ICT mall. They've got the convenience stores in the campus. They've got swimming pool, sports facilities, gym, and hostel facilities. I don't know what else you all want from a campus here. Anyway, one last question. Lele is asking this question now. Still can go outstation to study with this COVID-19. I think she probably didn't hear earlier on. Professor, you want to just we inform about the online?
Yeah, now it's because all our programs are go online, and the directive from ministry, right, is all programs is conduct online. Yeah.
So it's pointless if you're going to UK, then after that you stay at the hostel and watch everything online.
Yeah. That's right. Correct.
Wait until the subside, subdue, then only you can go there, to do as an exchange student, to experience the life there.
Yep. Okay, thanks. Lele, that answered a question. Basically, everybody is going online now, hopefully until the year end. And next year, if everything goes very well, you will be able to enjoy back going to Nottingham and enjoy the facilities and whatever not that you are looking forward to, right? Okay, Christy and Professor, thank you very, very much for both your precious time. We have spent a lot of a good time learning about the career in engineering. You give a very good overview, Professor, about engineering, the demand, the evolution of engineering. You have given us to understand BH, MH, and also the opportunities to evolve in certain industry that relates so much to engineering. So much thank you for your time. Christy as well. Thank you for the last 2 hours you are here with us, sharing with us the scholarship opportunities, sharing with us also the some of the facilities and whatever not. We're going to end right with a video to show Nottingham. But before that, let me just conclude and saying this that thank you all for your time. Those questions has been asked, has been answered. If you've got any more questions, feel free to browse through Nottingham website. Yeah, they got more information there. If you need to speak to Professor Dr. Q, I think that he's also don't mind that you email to him personally. I think you got email there. If you got more questions, always come to JS Study Hub offices in Klang and Jalan Seremban. We'll be more than happy to help you, to guide you. Now, just to come to an end, thank you for your time, everyone, the audiences, the students, parents, where you are, beloved Nottingham staff. I want to just remind everyone that our next program is a very powerful program, interesting program. It's called Career Insider. Career Insider is our next program that is going to be starting this coming Wednesday, 10th of June, 4 p.m. You better like our Facebook, share it, follow it, do whatever you need to do. We're going to have a very good interview with YB Henayo. YB Henayo, I think you all know her. She is the Member of Parliament for Sugarbut. She is going to come live with us and discuss about the career in politics. Right? Okay, so stay tuned, everyone. Have a good weekend. Have a good long week. Agong's birthday is on Monday. Happy birthday, our wife, our Agong. God love you. And see you all. Yeah, and thank you again. I'm doing Jeffrey. I'll be signing off, and bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.